College, Hangwala, for his modified crutches. Everybody, let's put our hands together for a better round of applause. The Junior Inventor of the Year 2015, Master T.D. Chamindu Jashankar of Rajasingha Central College, Hangwala. Congratulations. Well, we now move on to yet another award, and this, of course, is a cash award and certificate to Miss Sanju Subodha of Bomeria Central College, Kaduvela, who, ladies and gentlemen, won a grand award in the category of mechanics at the grand award ceremony of the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair 2015 held in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, America, for her product named Supporting Rod to Climb Staircase for Disabled. And of course, this is also presented to her teacher, Miss Yasavardhana Samankumara. Everybody, put your hands together for Miss Sanju Subodha of Bomeria Central College and to her teacher, Mr. Yasavardhana Samankumara. We'd also move on to the employees who've served. Thank you very much, Engineer Migoda, who've served the Secretariat for many, many years. These are long service awards, and they are Miss KADC Deeptini. Those who've been with the Secretariat for many years, put in hard work, and they worked with commitment and dedication. Everybody, Miss KADC Deeptini, Mr. H.A. Nishanta Kumara, Ms. Ramani Amarasinghe, Mr. A. Silva, and you too received this long service award, Miss S.K. Dayakanti. I now would like to invite the President to present a token, a memento to our chief guest. This is our way of saying a big thank you, Honorable Sir, for your presence here today as our chief guest at the 109th Annual Sessions. Everybody put your hands together for Honorable Patali Champika Ranavaka, Minister of Megapolis and Western Development. Thank you very much, Honorable Sir. Thank you. We continue with our program, and I now have the pleasure of inviting our next speaker, a senior professor in civil engineering at the University of Moratuwa and a member of the University Grants Commission. He is a chartered engineer, international professional engineer, and a fellow of the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka. He is also a fellow of the National Academy of Sciences Sri Lanka and the Institute of Project Managers Sri Lanka. He is a former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Moratuwa, a former Chairman of the Committee of Vice-Chancellors and Directors CVCD of Sri Lanka, and a former Council member of the Association of Commonwealth Universities and a former Fellow of the National University of Singapore. A civil engineering graduate from the University of Moratuwa, obtained his MASc and a PhD in civil engineering economics from the University of British Columbia, Canada, as a Canadian Commonwealth Scholar. His research combines engineering and environmental economics with project management, and he has, to his credit, over 120 research publications, of which over 70 are international referred publications. And since 2003, has been involved with the corporate sector as an independent non-executive director of public listed companies. He was honored with the prestigious Education Leadership Award 2013 in Singapore, Outstanding Contribution to Education Award at the World Education Congress Global Awards 2012 in Mumbai, India, the Committee of Vice Chancellors and Directors Excellence Award 2012 for the Most Outstanding Senior Researcher in Technology and Related Sciences in the Sri Lankan universities, and the Trinity Prize for Engineering in 2004 for outstanding contributions made to his chosen profession. He is the recipient of the prestigious SLAAS General Research Committee Award in 1999 for outstanding contribution to Sri Lankan science. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure in inviting our guest of honor this morning, Engineer Professor Malik Ranasinghe, to address you all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting me to be the guest of honor at the 109th annual sessions of the Institution of Engineers, Sri Lanka. I'm extremely honored, and it gives me great pleasure to extend my best wishes to the IESL on this occasion. Dr. S.P. Vijay Kon, President IESL, Professor Srikanta Herath, our keynote speaker, President-elect IESL and members of the Council, past presidents, fellows and members of IESL, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It is accepted that engineers, more than any other profession, create wealth for the nation using their expertise. Sound engineering education is the cornerstone through which engineering expertise is developed. At a time when our nation needs to create wealth rapidly, it is essential that IESL plays the pivotal role in ensuring that engineering education and the engineers who we accredit meet the expectations of our people and our society. In my brief address today, I would like to explore the role of IESL in engineering education. I take this opportunity to commend and express our gratitude to the IESL for the far-reaching initiative taken last year to obtain membership in the Washington Accord Group to accredit engineering education. By this single initiative, our institution brought international recognition to engineering education in Sri Lanka. Accreditation of our engineering degree programs by IESL is no longer a clubby matter as it was in the past, but a true and honest evaluation in terms of international expectations. We often hear and read statements made by eminent people and newspapers on the need to modernize the curricula of our degree programs in Sri Lanka to meet the expectations of employers and industry. Sometimes these are repeated over and over again as mantras without studying the reality. The graduates from the 15 engineering degree programs accredited by IESL from the three universities, University of Ruhuna, University of Peradeniya and University of Moratuwa, have very high employability both locally and overseas. The curricula of all programs are current. I can state quite categorically that the academic staff members of the accredited degree programs are capable of keeping their curricula current without anybody asking them to do it. Then, what is the role of IESL in engineering education? As Professor Tim Ibel, the external examiner for the civil engineering degree program at the University of Moratuwa, commenting on the Department Industry Consultative Boards at his report last month, stated, I quote, "In my opinion, the role of the DICB is to make the very brave suggestions to the department about what to remove from degree programs in order to make room to allow new additions. The agenda of the DICB should be about subtractions, subject-specific, from the program, which are always needed given all the additions we have to make. Suggesting subtractions requires experience and vision, which are precisely the attributes represented by the Department Industry Consultative Board. I believe providing leadership by making the brave suggestions on what to remove from degree programs based on experience and vision is the true role of IESL in engineering education. As most of you are aware, one of the weak areas of our engineers have consistently requested funding from the University Grants Commission, and despite UGC's consistent efforts to convince of the urgent need, the Treasury is not in a position to provide the significant funds required to replace the tiring laboratory equipment. My suggestion is for the IESL to play the role of the trusted, honest broker between the universities and the engineering-related companies to create a fund to replace the tiring laboratory equipment so that our academically strong engineering graduate would have experienced the necessary practical knowledge by the time he or she comes to industry. In my opinion, the key selling point is that the universities have the undergraduates only for 4 years. The engineering profession has the engineer for the next 35 years. Unless the engineering profession joins the universities to train an engineer who is able to hit the ground running from day one, it is the industry that loses out. To entice the companies to contribute to the fund, I believe IESL could take the leadership to seek government approval to extend the triple deduction for income tax that's permitted for donations for research to be extended for donations to purchase equipment, teaching equipment to the universities. With such a fund, IESL could prioritize the requirements of the different engineering faculties and fund them accordingly. With the support of the Honorable Minister, unfortunately is not here, the IESL could seek the Treasury to match every rupee denoted by IESL, similar to that is done with funding for capital investments in universities today. The request should be well received with the government's stated objective to increase expenditure in education to 6% of the GDP within the next 5 years and struggling to decide where the priorities are. Such an initiative will enable IESL to have significant positive influence on engineering education as you bring the carrot to make sure you achieve what you want. Ladies and gentlemen, the majority of Sri Lankan A-level students, especially those in the rural areas, have no option but to study in arts and humanities streams. You may be aware that 2 years ago, the technology stream was introduced to provide these students with opportunities to study in fields with better employment potential. The first cohort of nearly 14,000 students in the technology stream sat their advanced level examinations last August and would seek university admission in 2016. 12 state universities are introducing degree programs for these students in 3 areas of study: engineering technology, biosystems technology, and information and communication technology. Nearly 1,800 students will be admitted to these degree programs starting in 2016. The UGC has stipulated that the curricula of all engineering technology degree programs and the ICT degree programs should be accredited by the IESL and the Computer Society of Sri Lanka respectively. For example, the IESL is expected to accredit the BSc in Engineering Technology degrees as an engineering technologist degree program of 3+ years in compliance with the Signia Code. All technology degree programs will be 4 years in duration and placed at Sri Lanka Qualification Framework Level 5. The engineering degrees are at Level 6 of the Sri Lankan Qualification Framework. My earnest request to IESL is to obtain membership in the Signia Code, like the Washington Code, to accredit the engineering technologist and to guide the new degree programs that will commence in 2016 to train engineering technologists according to the IESL manual. In my opinion, it is an historic opportunity for the IESL to unify and lead all the different trades in the engineering profession. In conclusion, I believe it is important that IESL continues to provide leadership and be engaged constructively in the development of engineering education to ensure that the current and future members have the necessary capabilities to meet the expectations of our society and our people. I congratulate the President and the Governing Council of IESL for the many remarkable achievements during its 109th year. I wish our institution the very best in all its future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Well, I would now like to invite Engineer Professor Malik Ranasinghe, guest of honor, accompanied by Engineer Vimalasena Gamage, President-elect, to present some certificates. Can we have you over here, the two of you? The presentation of honorary life membership certificates. The corporate members above 60 years of age who have completed 40 years of continuous membership with the institution are granted honorary life membership, and they will be exempted from paying annual subscription fees and will continue to enjoy all the facilities and benefits extended to other members of their class. In recognition of their long-standing membership at the institution, each of them who qualified for the life membership during the current session will now be presented with a life membership certificate and a memento. And the life membership for the fellows are Engineer PhD Vaidya Tilaka, Engineer K. Vanigasekara, Engineer K.S. Senanayaka, Engineer G.B. Palipana. I'm sure we can put our hands together for a better round of applause, everybody. Engineer D.V.E.N. Fernando. Engineer S. Anandasayanan. And Engineer G.P. Veerasinghe. I'm sure we can put our hands together and give all of them another round of applause. Thank you very much. We now move on to another very special moment. It's the presentation of a medallion. So can I please invite Engineer Dr. S.P. Vijayakon, the President, to please move forward. It's a presentation of a medallion by Engineer Dr. S.P. Vijayakon, President, to Engineer Shavindranath Fernando, immediate past President. This is a token of appreciation of his services to the institution as the President during the session 2013-2014. Everybody put your hands together and give him a well-deserved round of applause. To Engineer Shabindranath Fernando. And we'd like you to stay on, sir, as we move on to another very special moment. This is the ceremonial induction of the President for the session 2015-2016. And the President for the session 2015-2016 is Engineer Vimala Sena Gamage, and he'll be ceremonially inducted by the outgoing President, Engineer Dr. S.P. Vijayakon, by transferring the chain of office. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment. Everybody put your hands together for a well-deserved round of applause. For this is the ceremonial induction of the President for the session 2015-2016, Engineer Vimala Sena Gamage. Thank you very much. Well, I hope I can do justice in introducing this dynamic personality. He holds a BSc engineering degree